Yo, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to the Don't Hold Back podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about my recovery protocols, sleep, nutrition, hydration, supplements, and basically happy things. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I am getting older and I'm having more responsibilities, more stress in life. And here are things on how I manage everything. I'm basically 29 right now, and there's a lot of factors that play into my volleyball like play style and my fitness level that is holding me back a little bit as I get older and get all these receive all these responsibilities. And mainly not the fact that I'm complaining, but more that this is something that we go through in life, whether it's going from a high school athlete to college, having a job, having kids, a family, and more things to take care of. And for the younger generation, the younger athletes, I think it's important to know what you're getting yourself into when as you do get older and realize you have all these responsibilities. And I'm telling you right now, when I was younger, I didn't care about these recovery protocols or being able to take care of myself. I think if you create these good habits where you're able to take care of yourself as you're younger, those habits continue as you get older and you'll be able to play volleyball longer if that's one of your goals. Especially for me as a shorter hitter, like I want to be able to play volleyball in the long run. Like I'm only 5'8". I have friends who are 6'2", playing at the highest level, 6'3", playing at the highest level, and they're playing guys who are way bigger than them and still jump high. And so the genetic components of it just become a lot tougher to play against, but you get there's ways around where you can still perform as a high level athlete no matter what size you are, whether you're undersized or, this will also help anyone who's taller who doesn't know recovery protocols. So I hope this video is very beneficial and helpful for you. Again, if you guys are new here, make sure to hit that red subscribe button. Everything I do on this podcast is completely free. I literally do this just for fun because volleyball is like the one thing I've cared about for like the last 15 years. And it's something that I want to continue doing and, striving for. And I think there's a lot of value that I'm learning as I get older. Because I'm also seeing a lot of young players quit at an early age. Like they're not in the game as long as they want to because of a knee injury or because of family, mental health, all that good stuff. So hopefully these techniques or these things I talk about help you guys and you guys get a lot of value from it. And if there's anything I'm missing, feel free to leave in the comments below. This is just something that I've been experiencing as I go through my volleyball and fitness health journey. So some of my non-negotiables when it comes to recovery, like obviously I still train my sometimes 3 to 6 times a week, depending on the season. If I'm in the off season, I'll train as much as possible if I'm not playing a lot of volleyball. But if I'm playing like volleyball once or twice a week, I'll probably train once or twice a week, just listening to my body and making sure that everything is not so overworked and taxed. I realize when I do too much, like I love training legs. I do Olympic weightlifting. When I do legs, I just fry my system so fast that I need a break. And I don't remember to take a break. And because of work, because of responsibilities at home, because of having so many dogs, right? 2 non-negotiables is making sure I get enough sleep. My 8 hours, 9 hours of sleep every single day as much as possible. And I get it when you have work, you have bills to pay, things to do. Maybe you have 2 jobs and you're still trying to work out and play volleyball. It's a lot to manage. But my 8-9 hours of sleep is a priority. I have said no to so many parties that I've gotten invited to just because I wanted to get my sleep. And I lost so many friends because I've said no to parties. And for me personally, nothing wrong with that. I don't mind going to parties when the time allows it. But when it's like a night where I have to play the next day or I have training the next day, I want to prioritize my health because that's hours that I can't get back. And the mental fatigue I get without getting enough sleep just causes way more stress on me and more pain. And I become more sensitive to the aches and pain in my body to the point where I even tell myself, maybe I should consider retiring from volleyball. And then whenever I take that time off to just not play and just take care of my health, my body just gets into all these movements and opens so many doors of feeling fresh and free that when I go back on the court, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing feeling ever. Why didn't I take care of this? And for me personally, I was working 14 hours a day. I would literally go to work at 5:30. So I would have to wake up probably like 4:45, get ready, drive to work. It was nearby. I'm not going to say where I worked, but I was working a lot of hours. So 5:30 to about 1:15, take a nap, and then start coaching from 3:30, maybe 4 p.m. till 6 p.m. Get home at 7 because I started living a little bit further from work. Also because I moved in with my fiance. At first, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to grind it out. So imagine 5:30, getting home at 7, having to be bed by 8 o'clock so I can get my 8 hours of sleep. It was just stressful. I had to eat right when I get home. And then it doesn't, like, my body doesn't digest food for like 2 hours. So I'm basically getting like maybe 5 hours of actual quality sleep. And it wasn't enough that when I started coaching, I noticed over time I started losing my hairs like on this side, a little bit on this side. So I have to figure out a way to play with my hair and kind of patch it up and mask it from when I was speaking to my hairstylist. But that's just little factors, right? Like obviously I want to keep my hair as long as possible. I don't have a balding issue in the family. It's more just like my hair will turn white when I'm really stressed out. But I noticed when I was working so much and not getting enough quality sleep, I started losing my hair. I wasn't as happy. I was actually always irritated, and any little thing would just annoy me or piss me off. And I'm like, why? I'm not having the quality life that I want because of not having enough sleep. And my fiance and I would always argue about like why I never spent time with her. And that's because I needed sleep. I had to go to work early in the morning. It's something I was used to. It's something that I needed to do in order to keep paying my bills, keep making sure that I have food on the table. And like when I got home, our kitchen was being renovated. There was no food being made. It was a lot of buying food, buying takeout. And I've gotten to the point where I've obviously switched jobs because I needed more sleep and I needed a healthier work-life unbalance because I don't believe in work-life balance. And that was in a previous video, but we can go over that in the future. So making sure I get my sleeps. I also noticed that what really helped was having those power naps in the afternoon. But sometimes I would have such a long power nap that it just ruined the rest of my day and my mood, that I wasn't getting enough like food in my system in order to keep going. Now, anyway, I think that's enough on the sleep topic. I'm going to move on to nutrition. And when it comes down to nutrition, since I train so much, I absolutely do my best to get as close as I can to at least 1 gram of protein per body weight. Now, I'm not playing that much right now, so as long as I'm getting my protein in, at least I know I'm set when it comes to nutrition for recovery. The 1 gram per pound of body weight is ideal, so I usually try to get like 190 to 200 grams of protein. Yes, I'm 5'8", that weighs 195 pounds, but that's because I have so much muscle on me, not in my upper body, but in my legs. And I realized that if I cut my calories way too much, my muscle mass just goes down. And whenever I play volleyball, I'm not as explosive, I'm not as strong, I'm not as athletic. I went on keto back in the day, and I did it for like maybe 4 months. When I went back on the volleyball court, I was not as explosive as I wanted to be. I was trying to max jump, and I realized like I was hindered. Like my body was telling me, nope, sorry, buddy, you can't jump as high because you don't have the energy to do that, you know? And then whenever I would hit a ball, it would always go out, because if I go up and I'm lacking in carbs or nutrition, like I'm going up, but I'm also falling at my highest peak. And I'm like, what is going on? I can't get a full swing here. And it was bothering me. And I realized when I upped my carbs, obviously depending on like when I'm playing, I'll lower my protein and increase my carb intake. And there are times where I'm just like, wow, I feel amazing. I feel so explosive when I'm on the court and I've had so many carbs. And obviously it just depends on the season, how many times I'm training, but I appreciate my carbs as much as possible. The only way I'm going back to keto is if I'm no longer training or if I'm not working out as much. So if I have like weeks where I can't train or I'm on vacation, I'll just do keto on vacation. But if I'm back from vacation and training, I'm increasing those carbs. I'm having a Rice Krispie here and there. I'm playing volleyball. Oh yeah, you tell me I'm enjoying my carbs no matter what. I've also been fortunate enough to be in a financial situation where I can use a meal prepping service, and that's one of the affiliates I have for Factor 75. So Factor 75, I've actually been using them for about 2 months now, 3 months now. And it's been so convenient. I'm able to make content. I'm able to eat without having to worry about food. Literally just heat it up in the microwave, have it all organic. Freaking love it. I use the Protein Plus option, so if you guys want to check that out, link will be in the description below. Now, going on to supplements, I have been taking supplements. These are the supplements that I take. This is something you guys just have to experience and experiment on your own. It's not something where it's like, just because it works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody else. You literally have to test it out and see what works best for you. Obviously, I'm not going to go the route of using steroids and all that stuff because I want to be as natural as possible. But the stuff I have been using, and this is, I'm not a big caffeine person, but I have been taking these little caffeine pills. The one I use is called Brain Factor. Has about 100 milligrams of natural caffeine. Basically, it helps me kind of think clearly in the morning and kind of be a little sharper. So I didn't take it this morning because obviously, like, I was like, I want to just film this video and get through my day. Also, Kim's working out, so I want to go check that out. So I have been using Brain Factor. I notice it keeps me a little sharper in the morning. I'm able to get more quality work done and stay a little more focused with the work that I am doing. The second thing I have been utilizing is magnesium citramate. This is actually something that I was having a cramping issue. I'd always cramp up on the court if I were to be too explosive or if I had a long day of volleyball. I wouldn't take any electrolytes. I would just go in and play and hope for the best. And over time, like maybe after a few years of volleyball, I realized I need to take some type of supplement, so I stopped cramping. And when I did more research, I was like, oh, sodium and magnesium are my best friends because magnesium allows my muscles to relax and sodium allows me to retain the water that I'm losing from all the sweat. And so I have been taking LMNT. We also have an affiliate link to that. And I'm telling you guys, that has been a game changer. I like whenever I'm playing, whether it's open gym or tournaments, open gyms, I'll have like 2 packets, which is like 2,000 milligrams of sodium. And then I'll still have my magnesium citramate throughout the day. And then for tournaments, sometimes I'll take 3 packets, 4 packets, depending on how sweaty I am and how hot it is inside a gym. And it has been a game changer, a lifesaver. And obviously, as I'm getting older, I have to make adjustments to my gameplay. But that has been a big factor as to how I'm still able to have energy on the court and still be able to not feel as fatigued as I used to be. And so check out LMNT. Link is in the bio. I have a huge box on top of my desk right now. Game changer. Now, the other things I'm using, obviously, I'm still taking my fish oil throughout the week. I take like 3 Athletic Greens fish oil throughout the day, especially if I'm not having any fish throughout the day. I'm also taking 5 grams of creatine by Thorne. Also been a game changer. I use the unflavored powdered one. I'll put in my Athletic Greens in the morning. Taking that. I got my vitamin D3 with K2 in there. That has been a huge game changer when it comes to nutrition and my own personal health. So if you guys want to check out Athletic Greens, I also have a link in the description below. That's been a game changer for me as well. Now you might say, yes, all these supplements cost a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, like my goal is sports performance, volleyball performance, and I want to find the things. I'm going to put money into my health and make sure that I'm not just eating out and eating junk food all the time, right? Like I'm still making sure I'm eating healthy as possible. That's where Factor 75 comes in. LMNTs comes in. My fish oil, the Brain Factor, magnesium, creatine, all that good stuff. Like that costs a lot of money, but at the end of the day, like it's a part of my health. It's a part of my lifestyle, and it's something that I'm going to put money in because if I'm not healthy in the long run, it's going to be more expensive when it comes to medical bills and staying in shape. It's going to be a lot harder. So I'm investing in that now so that later I have a healthy body and I'm more efficient when it comes to playing on the court. Some other things I have been adding into my lifestyle is taking mindful breaks, whether it's at work, whether it's throughout the day, whether it's reminding myself to take a breather. But I have been practicing a lot of meditation. Now, some of you guys might think, oh, meditation's dumb, blah, blah, blah. But I'm telling you guys, like I used to meditate so much, whether it's taking yoga classes or whatever. Meditation could be any form of meditating for you. It could be working out. It could be literally just taking the time to stop and from your work and go out and take a walk, take a breather, look at nature, be with nature, just take a breather. Or this, obviously the simple way, the traditional, I don't know if it's traditional, but what meditation is kind of seen is closing your eyes, taking a breather, crossing your legs, and just breathing and staying in tune with your breath. I realize whenever I meditate, it allows me to stay in the present. We have so many things going on, whether it's social media, whether it's running a business, whether it's work, coaching. I haven't always opened my freaking phone to go on social media or check my bank account, my emails, whatever. There's so many things that we can get distracted with nowadays that I have to remind myself to stay in the present moment. Like, how do I really feel? How am I doing as of right now? Right? It's a way for me to check in with myself and see if I'm okay as a human being. Is my health okay? Do I need to eat? Like, there are times when I'm at work and I forget to eat and I'm like, what is going on? And I realize there's so many things going on, whether it's at work or at home. We have our garage being renovated. We have our kitchen being renovated. And it's just all these big things that we think are big. But in actuality, it's not a big problem, because once it's done, you're all set. The fact that I can check in with myself and understand that I'm okay, and I've practiced that habit to see if I'm okay, it's been a game changer staying in the present. And you need that on the court, right? In the court, you can't just start thinking about the future or thinking about the past and not being able to move on, or you're like dwelling on the mistake you did back in the day. You're not that person you were 5 seconds ago. You're not that person you were one rally ago. Are you able to learn from it on the spot, stay in the present, just focus and lock in? Like, we had our first USAV practice, and the guy next to me, I'm not going to mention his name, but the guy next to me, it was 23-23 or 24-24. And the guy next to me was like, oh my God, 24-24? I'm getting nervous. And I was like, why are you nervous? It's only 0-0. He passed the ball perfectly. I got the set, put the ball away, 25-24. And I was like, hey, it's 1-0 right now. We ended up winning that game. Do I remember how? No. If I watch the videos, I'll remember. It was a situation to where, like, I can physically see that he's younger than me. I would say he's probably a little bit better than me. But at the end of the day, when you're playing at the highest level, you gotta keep this sharp. You gotta keep this strong. And also, not like, it wasn't a point where I wanted to be a douche to him, right? I wanted to be a good teammate to show him my mentality when it was 24-24. We have nothing to worry about. We win or lose, I still care about you, bro. Like, nothing changes that. You're still a good person. You're still a good human being. I'm still a good person. I'm still a good human being. Volleyball it's wins and losses. It's part of the game. Did you enjoy the journey or not? I've also been practicing gratitude, being thankful for my family, my teammates, for the people I play with or play against. Because as I get older, I don't have a lot of opportunities to play volleyball. But when I do get to play against some solid players who are either beating me or like I'm, winning against them, I'm so grateful, because I get to play volleyball against talented people. They get to show me a skill that I probably haven't seen before. And if I have seen it, great, right? Like, competition, easy, cool. But like, if I haven't seen something before and it's just amazing to play against, or it's something that it's frustrating me and challenging me, I am so grateful for that, because it's showing that I still have more work to do. Well, it doesn't matter if I'm 5'8" and I'm playing against someone that's 6'7", 6'9". It doesn't matter, right? I want to be able to figure out, what can I do? What can my physical capabilities do against someone like you, someone against you? Like, at the end of the day, it's not a one-on-one match. It's a team sport. How can our short team beat a team that's way taller than us, right? And how can we stay calm in those situations? How can we stay in the present? How can we have resiliency when we're on the court? That's something that's been a learning experience for me. Like, as someone who is, like, I consider myself a leader, so I'm trying to figure out, how can I pass that on with the team I'm playing, or the next generation that's rising up when I'm coaching. And lastly, I've been more mindful of hugging my friends, hugging my family. Like, these little, it's something so simple. It's such a nice way of showing appreciation, that I'm thankful that people are here at practice, at open gym, to see them years later and they're still playing volleyball, and just knowing that they're okay and healthy and still be able to compete. Right? Because as we get older, we're not going to have volleyball for some of us. Most of us are not going to have volleyball for the rest of our lives. Right? But I knew that when I was younger, and I reminded myself, like, I always remind myself, how can I keep volleyball in my life? Connections with people, whether it's starting a social media page and being able to reach out to to people I played with or played against with and be like, yo, you want to play in a tournament together? You want to play open gym? You want to play at USAV Nationals, right? Like our team right now at USAV, we're getting older and I'm seeing it from everybody. Like they got to focus on their family, their girlfriend, significant other, pay the bills, and then volleyball gets pushed to the side, right? Like how can I make it as convenient as possible for them to continue playing volleyball, right? And it may be a point where we're growing up, we can get bored of it, but like I'm looking at those little things in the sport that make me so grateful to experience and be able to share with you guys is the best feeling ever. Best feeling ever. All right, went on a little rant there, but let's move forward to some stretching. I take some time to stretch, right? That was such a mindful thing. Now we're going to stretching. I take my time to stretch. I don't take like full long stretches because the research shows that stretching doesn't make a big difference in your gameplay. It does activate your GTOs a little bit more and reduces your muscle spindle activation, meaning like you won't jump as high when you do static stretching because your muscles won't be as elastic. That's the nerd side of me. But that was like, I try not to be a nerd. I try to keep layman's terms for you guys. A lot of my recovery will be like either foam rolling for the day until I feel good, making sure everything's loose. I have some mobility in my ankles. I don't have that much ankle mobility in my right ankle, and that's something I've been working on for years. And I've kind of accepted the fact that it's probably not going to be there, but I'm always going to be working on it. So hopefully I can figure something out till I get my ankle mobility back. We also have compression boots. Oh my gosh, that's my favorite thing. I'll just like go on the recliner, turn on the compression boots, and just relax for 30 minutes, especially when I'm sore from a workout. Oh my gosh, that's been such a game changer. But all that is just extra. Like at the end of the day, your sleep is the most important thing to get your best recovery. Like I've been using the Hypervolt massage gun, Theragun, whatever you have, especially when you're sore or tight. That's also a temporary way to loosen up. So if you have one, go ahead and feel free to utilize those. It's an extra tool, right? It's still helpful. It doesn't harm you. Let's talk about hydration. There's been a lot of controversy and talk about hydration in the past of like, well, how do you need to drink a gallon a day according to bodybuilders and yada, 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 right? But as an athlete, like if you drink too much water, you're actually losing minerals because water cleans out your system. You lose a lot of minerals like sodium, magnesium, all that good stuff that you need to retain when you're playing. That's why if you're sweating a lot, you're losing water. You need to drink water, but you drinking water and sweating at the same time actually makes you more dehydrated if you don't replenish your minerals, which is your electrolytes of freaking sodium, magnesium. Honestly, we don't need that much potassium because we have potassium in our muscles. It's the magnesium and the sodium that gets wasted when we're playing and sweating a lot. So just, check out LMNT. Link is in the bio. I'm not going to go into that. But basically, when it comes to water, just drink when you're thirsty. Have your electrolytes when you're thirsty. If I don't have that many carbs throughout the day, I will actually just have LMNT because when you don't have carbs also helps you retain water. I'll just have a pack of LMNT if I'm not having that many carbs. It's been a game changer, guys. Like I can't say I have so many positive things to say when it comes to having sodium on the court. It's just the best thing. I know obviously they say, oh, you can't have that much sodium. It's bad for you. Yeah, it's bad for you if you're overweight, not training, and you're having all these chips and like these foods with so much sodium, processed foods with so much sodium. That's what's been messing up the whole system. But if you're an athlete and you're sweating a lot, you need sodium to hold your water and replenish your electrolytes. We've got the whole system wrong. This isn't medical advice, but this is literally coming from experience. Now, the other thing is moving on from hydration to just enjoying things. Like the biggest factor of my recovery has been me being a people person. I absolutely enjoy being around people. Like you guys may see me on social media, like, oh my God, the Bang Out guy, cool, right? I'm so like locked. Like if I'm playing volleyball, I'm so locked in playing volleyball that I'm like, I try not to get out of that zone. But like, I love meeting people. I love meeting new people. I love meeting the younger generation, seeing how they're doing, what their journey is like. And for them to explain to me what they're going through, because I was that person. It's such a beautiful moment to hear people's story because it's like, damn, bro, I went through that thing. And now I'm trying to figure out how to get to the next level, And like, I'm just enjoying the little process of meeting people. I have friends who are becoming pro volleyball players or semi-pro volleyball players. And I'm like, wait, so if they're pro volleyball players and I've played against them, does that make me semi-pro or quarter pro? You know, some little jokes like that. Obviously, Lubin would say that's not the case, but like in my mind, I got a resilient mind, so that's not gonna break me down. I'm still trying to figure it out. 5A pro player someday in the future, who knows? At 70 years old, hey, who knows? It's possible. Gotta dream it. Gotta manifest it, right? I love doing things that makes me happy. And I realize when I enjoy life more, I laugh more, I get more oxygen to my blood, I breathe a lot more, I'm less stressed when I'm doing things that make me happy. That's enjoying family time, hanging out with friends when we have time, enjoying those little moments, those little moments. Like I love recording stuff, I love filming, and I always do this. And I always get like nervous and excited about it because it's something that scares me. And when I put it out, it's like, is this gonna go somewhere? But at the end of the day, even if it doesn't go anywhere, I'm still gonna keep doing it. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna hit my 100,000 subscribers by the time I'm 70 or whenever. At the end of the day, I'm gonna hit it. I don't need 1 million. I'm cool with where I'm at, right? Like, cause at the end of the day, I'm just gonna still create content. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many I have. I'm getting less than 35K. I'm actually losing followers. I'm losing followers on Instagram. I don't care, dude. Like, I'm at a point where I'm like, do I need more? I don't need any more. At the end of the day, if I'm posting stuff that I enjoy and I like, and you guys like it, I don't care, bro. I enjoy it. I enjoy posting highlights, and no one's gonna outwork me on this stuff. I'm gonna enjoy every single moment of it. Now, a lot of people ask me something I really enjoy too. I love working out. I love fitness. I love health because I think it just brings me more opportunities to be a better volleyball player. And I realize when I work out compared to someone that hasn't worked out and we've been playing volleyball for the same amount of time, I can easily surpass them because I work out, because I lift more weights, because I'm stronger, because I have a program. It creates discipline. It becomes an awesome habit. It's something where I can be present and take care of myself and see how I'm performing so that when I'm on the court, I understand where I'm at. Compared to someone that hasn't played or that hasn't worked out and just plays volleyball, they're on the court still trying to figure out like how their body works and how they feel throughout the game. As compared to me, when I'm on the court, I know exactly how I feel, exactly how I perform. The game just becomes human chess. How do these guys perform? How do they take this well? What's this guy's skill gap? Is he making a move because he's just strong and powerful, or did he just do that because he knew what to do at the spot, right? Now, I play and I'm just like, all right, how does he react to when I do this? How does this team react to when I do this move, right? Now let's see what happens if I go for a full swing. I'm playing human chess at this point, right? And it's a challenge. It's a different mentality when you're going in the game. It's not just like being all physical. It's like, bro, I'm actually thinking about what I'm doing. It's like, I mean, I also did jujitsu for like 1.5 years, maybe 2 years. That made me realize, I'm like, oh, I'm freaking strong, bro. I can do all these moves, but I still have little guys destroying me because they have the technique. They understand what I'm going to do. They understand how I react. I started to implement that in my gameplay. I went on the volleyball court and I'm like, oh, I don't need to power through everything. I don't need to gas myself so early. There's other ways of getting a point. There's other ways of playing the game. And as I get older, my game is always developing. And that's just been the most insane, interesting thing to me. It's just, I don't play how I played when I was 21. 21, I had so much energy. I could bang out whenever I wanted. But like when I was 21, maybe 20 at the time, I was reading a book about Champions Mindset. And like seeing the game differently, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is way more interesting than just hitting a ball really hard, right? And the reason why I just named it Bang Out Volleyball is because whenever I do get a bang out once in a while, maybe one highlight per tournament, it's like, oh my gosh, that was cool. Let me post that. But no one sees the human chest of it. No one can see the human chest because it's all in my mind. It's hard to share that. It's just something you have to experience. I think I'm going to be doing more podcasts and just interviewing more people in the future and just kind of getting insight of their story and just listening to them and how they perceive the game and like how I can take my game to the next level. But I love having quality, genuine conversations with people and just like, I love filming content. It's just so fun. It's something I enjoy and it's just something I'm going to keep doing. I'm not gonna be I don't like filming my workouts. I feel like filming my workouts is just like a me time, something that I enjoy and I just want to keep to myself. But like some of you guys are like, yeah, film your workouts. I want to see what you do. I'm like, bro, my workouts are so boring. I literally just back squat, front squat, snatch, clean and jerk. Sometimes I bench press. It's the same thing over and over again. And like, obviously volleyball is also the same thing over and over again. But like the fact that people can bring in different variables on how they swing, how high they jump, the absolute tenacity they have when they're on the court. Like, I love seeing that stuff. But with my workouts, I'm like, bro, I'm doing this thing again, snatch, clean and jerk again. It's like, bro, I see no value in sharing it. But like, if that's something people want to see, like, I'll take a little bit of time to film my workouts, but we'll see. It's just something I don't know if I want to share yet. Lastly, I love exploring by myself to help me with recovery. And I don't do this, like, I don't just go outside and be like, oh, I'm going to explore so I can recover. No, that's not the thing. It's more just like, I love learning about myself. I love learning about the world around me. Like, I went to Disneyland one time just by myself, just to appreciate the art over there. And when I'm looking at the art, the festivals there, I'm just like, what came into their mind to create this? Like, what was the thought about it? Like, and I started to appreciate the art a lot more because there's a lot of thought to it that obviously I don't understand or make the calls, but for me to explore and maybe ask questions as to why it was made that way, why the decisions were made that way, just makes it so interesting for me. And I just love learning and appreciating it, right? We had this whole like minimalist movement like few years ago maybe. I was like, why is minimalism so important right now? And that's because we're buying so many things that distract us from what we actually care about. And I was like, you know what? Let me try this whole minimalism thing. And so I started buying less things. I tossed out some stuff and I tossed out things literally that I hadn't used for a year, maybe 6 months. I was like, I'm going to toss it out no matter what. It's hard, but I'm going to toss it out and let's just see what happens. And when I did that, starting Bang Out Volleyball, it made me realize there's so many materialistic things that I don't actually need. And I was able to focus on Bang Out Volleyball. This was a time where I was still living at home. I had a full-time job. I had time to edit. I didn't have that many responsibilities. And then to carry that on in my life of trying to practice minimalism and always decluttering allows me to create content, allows me to free up time for myself, my fitness, my health, being able to connect with people on a deeper level in a more genuine way. And I'm just like, this is the most amazing thing that I could have ever gone through. And I noticed, like, we have the renovation at our house going on. There's so much stuff on the ground. Once we put it back in, and I felt it. I felt the difference. When I saw all that stuff, I'm just like, oh, this stuff is a distraction for me. I can't see it. It's like that saying of out of sight, out of mind. Like, once everything was prepped and we put everything in and it's just out of sight, I'm just like, whoa, there's a lot of weight off my shoulders. And I can really focus on digging deep into clearing up my mind on what questions I want to ask, what content I want to make, what things I want to talk about in a podcast. And it's just been the most freeing, most rewarding thing in my entire life. And so I'm enjoying that exploring myself aspect. So anyway, basically this whole thing was about my non-negotiables, my nutrition, supplements, mindful breaks, taking some time to stretch, hydration, enjoying life, and experiencing things by myself. And it's perfectly okay to do that, right? This is my way of recovering. This is something that I have built habits to for years. Yeah, I've been practicing this stuff since I was in high school. And when was that? 2013, 11 years ago. I started volleyball 14 years ago. And I'm going to continue to figure things out as I go. So hopefully this video helped you guys out. If you guys did enjoy this content, make sure to hit that red subscribe button and like the video for the YouTube algorithm. Again, I make no money doing this. I literally do this because it's fun. Yeah, check out the Bang Out Volleyball YouTube page. That one's always in the works and stuff I'm always testing out. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.